You just joined me, and what we're doing is we're doing something that's called a health and healing moment. Okay, so take a look here up on the screen, and you'll see it says impotence. Now, so far with my team, what I've done, let me explain something. First of all, there is no such thing as diseases. Oh, I know what you're thinking, but guess what? There is no such thing as diseases. There are just things that are called symptoms. Just think if you never had any symptoms. You'd be dead already. If you didn't have any symptoms, you'd be dead already. Do you hear me? You'd be dead already. So yeah, I know, you don't like pain, right? Well, guess what? Pain is a GPS. Pain is a GPS that tells us whether we're in alignment or out of alignment. Pain is our friend, but we have made pain into a frenemy. Why have we done that? Because guess what? Go ahead, you keep on going to the medical system for anything except emergency care, and you'll become a bloody emergency. And that's it. I'm telling you the God's truth here today. The reality is this. Did you ever notice something? The medical system wants to shut it down every symptom. They want to shut it down or they want to cut it out. What do we want? We want whole body healing. We don't want to shut down symptoms. We want to let symptoms be our GPS and let us know how we are living, how we are giving, how we are loving ourselves. That's what symptoms do. Understand something. An autoimmune disease means that you are attacking yourself. On an emotional and physical level, that's it. You're always attacking yourself on an emotional level first before a physical level. You think I don't know what I'm talking about? Well, guess what? Then you don't know Psychology 101. You don't understand that your subconscious just runs prominent, dominant beliefs. And you're not even your personality. What is your real personality? Well, understand something. I don't know what a real personality is, but I know that we're all actors. And I know that a lot of us are unconscious actors, and the prominent, dominant beliefs that we've been given have caused us to be very bad, poor actors. Poor in the way of loving ourselves and caring for ourselves. How does it feel to be everyone else doing everything else? Sucks, doesn't it? Oh yeah, it certainly does. And understand something. For every symptom that you have, the medical system will say, it doesn't exist. And then guess when it does exist? It exists only when Big Pharma finds a pharmaceutical that they can say, well, it did exist, but now we can get rid of it. The reality is that the main symptoms we have is this. Pain. Well, pain is just telling you you're out of alignment. Inflammation. Well, inflammation is telling you that you are disrupting and you are contaminating and you are setting yourself on fire first in your brain. And then from there, it goes to the rest of the tissue cells in your body. Inflammation, the first 6 letters are inflame. That means you are burning yourself up because your mind is just a computer. And because you're running really crappy, contaminated, corrupted, conflicted programs, you're frying your brain out. And then you're going to say, well, you know, I'm depressed after that. And there is no such thing as depression. There's another disease that doesn't exist. It's just your brain shutting down. Because if it didn't, you would have had a seizure, you would have had a heart attack. But the reality is that everybody works from their subconscious, which is 90% of their brain. And which means unless you were the one to choose your prominent, dominant, self-loving, self-caring thoughts, which you aren't, my God, you know, the worst thing that you'll ever try to do is actually love yourself. Try to love yourself unconditionally today and you'll feel like a little sinner. You'll feel selfish. You'll feel greedy. Well, go ahead. See how that works. The only reason why you got bumps in the road is because guess what? You're not your true self. If you were true self, you'd love yourself unconditionally and the world the way it is. And you wouldn't be trying to change the world. You'd be trying to change your story. Because you know what? The symptoms that you have are the story that you tell yourself all the time. I hope you get this. So understand, we got pain, which is a GPS. You're in alignment, out of alignment. When you've got inflammation, you're abusive. When you're inflamed, you're an abusive person. Whether you think you are or not, you are self-hating on an unconscious level, sometimes on a conscious level, but on an unconscious level most of the time, because the prominent dominant thoughts that you have, you got from 0 to 7, and your parents got those from corporations, from government, okay, from the medical system and everybody else that's trying to own you, rule you, school you, fool you, sell you off by the pound, and drug you down and numb you out. So there are no diseases, there's just blocks. The first block is up here. If you have a disrespectful belief, then guess what? You are killing yourself. And if you have a disrespectful belief that you are not respecting yourself, protecting yourself, honoring yourself, and getting to the point that you never need to forgive yourself. Now, people say to me, Dr. Wolf, I need to learn forgiveness. Well, why don't you stop judging yourself and other people, and you won't have to forgive yourself anymore? And how does it feel forgiving people that don't change? Then you just get pissed off at them because they didn't change. Oh, isn't that great? Now I'm pissed off at my lover, my children. I'm pissed off at my friends because they won't change. Well, they're not going to change. The only thing that can change is you. You become an observer in your life, not a judger. If you judge, you shut things down. You go down a rabbit hole that you don't want to go. But hold on a second. Doesn't everybody judge? Well, everyone who judges goes to jail. And then depending on the judgment, depending on how you're raised, your prominent dominant beliefs will be how long you stay in jail. And that jail is going to be a dis-ease because you're not at ease, because you're not in alignment. So there are no diseases. There's just symptoms that you're out of alignment. Just remember though, psychological rules the biological, the invisible creates the physical. And you don't know what you're talking about. And you can go ahead and go to a psychologist, psychiatrist. You can tell me that you went and got a PhD in that, and I'll tell you that it's not worth the toilet paper on the wall. The reality is until you unconditionally love and care for yourself, then guess what? You're a danger to yourself and everyone else. And that's the bottom line. And I can say it because guess what? I don't need anybody's approval to believe in unconditional love. I don't need anybody's approval to understand that planet Earth is a life-threatening, fun-filled adventure. And I'm definitely not going to take things personal because I already know that the majority of the population is not going to like what I have to say because it doesn't match their beliefs. But I'm going to love them anyway. So let's make this really clear. From a pimple to a tumor, from constipation to cancer, these are all just symptoms. One is just a chronic symptom. It's not a chronic disease. And understand, autoimmune disease means you are attacking yourself on an emotional level before a physical level. And if I have this prominent belief, this dominant belief, and this prominent belief, and all three of those are negative, they come together to make one belief. And that becomes a disease. Remember something. You have different beliefs than your brothers and sisters, than your husband or your wife or your friends. But some of them are similar. So some of your symptoms are going to be similar with your family, aren't they? Oh, and then you're going to tell me that, guess what? It's epigenetics. So, we can't take massive action in getting rid of any disease. There is no epigenetic diseases. We can change the DNA, the RNA. We can change the whole shape of our life, the shape of our body by reshaping our story. So unless you want to become the director, unless you want to become the writer, unless you want to become the producer, unless you want to become the leading star where you save your butt at every present moment is only 1/10,000th of a second. And how are you going to get there? Well, unless you're going to connect to the Lionheart breathing and know you're even breathing, unless you're going to actually put a slight smile on your face for protection, because that is your protection. Try to put a slight smile on your face and think about the end of the world, or how they're going to kick the doors down, steal the kids, okay? Or how there's just not enough water, not enough food, not enough air, not enough love, not enough money, not enough honey. The reality is this. You can't have a negative emotion if you're slightly smiling and doing the Lionheart breath, 6 seconds in, 7 seconds out, shoulders back, chin slightly up. You can tell me that you're suffering and in pain today, but I'm going to tell you, you are suffering and in pain emotionally, or you wouldn't be physically. And understand something, I get it. They got you locked down, baby. All they know is all they got to do is drip out the fear, and every cancer patient, every chronically ill patient is going to be looking for drugs to numb themselves out. Whether they're street drugs, prescription drugs, doesn't matter. They're going to be trying to numb themselves out because they can't take the pain. Well, you go ahead and you tell your body to shut up. You go ahead and you take the drugs. You suppress your spirit from coming into your cells. See how good that works. I understand the game, and it's just a game. I am not going to be depressed over this game, and I'm not going to get angry over this game. I'm not going to get frustrated over a game because it's just a game. You tell me that you believe that you are an eternal spirit. You tell me that you believe in God Almighty. But meanwhile, you can't even own the present moment. Meanwhile, you don't understand that pain, inflammation, swelling, and stiffness are just symptoms of you allowing them to terrorize you and keep dripping adrenaline in your body on a continual level. Please forgive me for swearing, but I don't give an shit, okay, about the government, about the psycho elite, what you want to call them. Nobody scares me. I'm not looking for a fight. I'm a lover. I believe in unconditional love for myself and everyone else, and even the person who hates me, the person who doesn't like me. And understand something, when somebody comes to us at this clinic, our clinic here, the World Healing and Training Center, you know what? As soon as they walk in, I go, their personality is going to be the reality. Unless I can change their personality, they're not going to get rid of this symptom that they have, because the symptom is just the end product of their personality. So we're shutting down the World Healing and Training Center in just a few weeks. I'm going to travel the world, and I'm going to spread unconditional love, whether you like it or not, because I'm allowed to do that. And how dangerous am I? Most of you will never buy into it because you could never unconditionally love yourself, because you have a religion or you have a belief system that you deserve to suffer because you're a sinner or a failure, and you don't meet these man-made beliefs that they have created for us to make us feel unworthy. Put that in your pipe and smoke it. Oh, and then you can tell me, Dr. Wolf, you're going to go to hell for that. Yeah, well, guess what? That's all in the mind. Good luck with that one. You know, the reality is here is that I am going to enjoy my life at every given moment. It doesn't matter what kind of terrorists come into my life, terrorists, or what goes on, but I am not going to create these negative symptoms called pain, inflammation, swelling, or stiffness. I love me. I love my life. And I love everybody on this planet. And the reality is this. The people that I know that truly are what we would call the reapers, okay? The people that are actually going and hurting people, that you think they're hurting people. Guess what? I don't focus on them. I'm not going to focus on politics. I'm not going to focus on religion. I'm not going to focus on the war in Ukraine. All of this is just made. It's just bubble gum. It's bubble gum for people that don't know how to mind their own business. And guess what? Get ready, because you know what? These sick thoughts that you take in are going to make you sick, because your thoughts come together to create a personality, and your reality is going to be a bumpy road. Right now, what we're doing, I have done 140 different symptoms. You'd call them diseases. Oh my God, I got a disease. I got to take my medication. Oh my God, I got a disease. And guess what? There's no cure. Oh my God. Oh my God. Anyway, so what we've done is we've done 140 of these so-called diseases, which are just symptoms. I'm going to do another 40 right now. There's 180. That's almost every symptom in the human body. And then we're going to be putting these on our new platform. And our new platform is going to allow every controversial person that has been taken down on YouTube and Facebook to come on and have a show with us. We have spent $250,000. You know how hard I had to work for that? Work my butt off. And it's going to be free to everybody that has been shut down and is not allowed to speak. they're going to be able to come on and have a show on my show. And I'm going to show up, and I'm going to continually grow up, and I'm going to learn that I'm going to make mistakes, and I'm going to fall down, but I'm going to dust myself off. And I'm going to let everybody know out there in this planet, no matter what you've done, what you believe, that you're a sinner, a failure, it's bullshit. You are allowed to love yourself right now. And that which created the whole universe, you think it buys into these low vibrational, human doing belief systems? Are you guys out of your head? Get yourself off the hook. Unconditionally practice loving yourself, even if your family doesn't do it, your friends don't do it, if the government doesn't do it, if the medical system doesn't do it, if the corporations don't do it, you're on your own. No, you're not. I love you. I don't care what you've done. I love you anyway. You think I'm kidding? This is the only way I'm going to have a beautiful day, is if I love you anyway. You know, you say that love is the answer, but it isn't. It's self-love, not love. I don't want anybody's love. I don't want to borrow someone's love. I don't want to ransom my children's love if they don't do what I say. You need to understand that. I am going to have the best day of my life no matter how this goes. Everything can go my way or not go my way, and when it doesn't go my way, because God knows the way. All I can do is stay in the present moment and own it and be thankful for the opportunity to actually know that I'm allowed to love myself and you, even if your beliefs don't match mine. I don't care. I don't want them to match mine. I want this. I want this difference. There are thousands of different religions, thousands of different colors of people. Well, there is, isn't there? Many tones, many shades. And there's thousands of different types of personalities, and I love them all. I love people. If I can help people to understand that the God that actually created them was beyond love, that it has never judged you. That's such bullshit. Don't you dare even give me this, that God has judged us. My God, you come down here to a life-threatening, fun-filled adventure called Planet Earth, where everybody lies, cries, and justifies, okay? All right? Even your parents, they don't know how to feed themselves, love themselves. But we were supposed to learn how to walk and talk like them, and then we're little sinners and failures. Are you like out of your skull? The whole thing is a ruse. Okay, we've been ruled, schooled, and fooled, and you know what? I love this guy. And there was a time in my life where I didn't want to live anymore, but I didn't want to kill myself. And you know what? This is why I'm here today. So I don't care if the whole world says that I'm full of it. I don't care if the whole world says I'm going to hell. Because guess what? The person that says I'm going to hell is already in hell because they believe in it so much. I don't even believe in hell. I only believe in heaven. And that which created the whole universe is beyond love. So don't talk to me about love. Talk to me about falling in love with yourself, but letting yourself off the hook. Okay? And if somebody else doesn't let you off the hook, then let them off the hook for that, but don't go around them anymore. Don't hang around your family that is toxic. Don't hang around people that are toxic. Bring your vibration up and find a new family. Why don't you join our Braveheart family? 3, 2, 1. Join our Braveheart family. Okay? You know what? I meet people on the street, okay, that I have never met before. And they might even just smile at me, and I feel so much deep love that I just go, oh my God, I just love the spirit of that person. And then I've got people in my family that I go, I can't even relate to them, but I'll love them anyway. But I've got children that cannot relate to me and don't like me because my beliefs don't match theirs. And I am not going to judge them for that. This is their journey, their destiny. We are eternal spirits, and they're allowed to be whatever they want to be. I am going to love my children. I'm going to love my friends, whether they love me anyway or they think I'm just full of it, which I am. I'm full of BS, my own belief systems. So you don't have to like my belief systems, but you might want to just have some love for me, because if you have hate for me, just remember, that hate is cancer. Hate is corruption. Hate is conflict. Hate is contamination. And it starts on a psychological level and goes into a physical level, and it'll bring you down, baby. So if you can't stand me, don't come on my platform. Stay away from me, because I'm your poison. Go find something that's going to lift you up and bring you up, and it's definitely not going to be me in most cases. Only 1 out of 10,000 people are going to buy into my BS, my belief systems, and I get it. All right? I am never following the majority. I am never following the herd. I want nothing to do with them except to wish them love and happiness. And that is it. And that's the truth. Right now, I'm going to say goodbye to you because we're going to talk about impotence. We're going to talk about it on a psychological and a biological level. Then what are we going to do? We're going to talk about indigestion, then infection. Okay, and I'm going to keep going. I've got about another 60 to do. That's 60 1 to 2 minute videos, and that'll be 180 to 190 symptoms, right? And what we're going to prove is that it's all BS. Their belief systems are going to destroy you. There are no diseases. There are emotional, psychological blocks because they're full of crap, that you're a sinner, that you're a failure, that who would love you anyway, okay? And that money is dirty, okay? And that there's not enough air, not enough water, not enough food, that the climate is changing because somebody farted. Are you like out of your skull? Can you just mind your own business, learn how to care for yourself and love yourself? Let me see if you could pull off loving yourself today. Let me see if you can pull that off. Let me see if you can pull off loving yourself without having one negative thought about anybody on this planet or yourself. I bet you can't pull it off for 1 hour. I bet you can't do it. And it's not because you're bad. It's not because you're sad. Okay, it's because you're not glad, because you're not in love with yourself. And you're not letting yourself off the hook, because whether you believe it or not, the subconscious, I don't know if it was created by God, because I'll tell you, it's 90% of the brain. It's just a storage shed for prominent dominant beliefs. And those prominent dominant beliefs, 80 to 90% of them are full of BS. Okay, and I do mean the BS that stinks. And the reality is this: if you don't want to go in there and wean those out and put in unconditional love and caring thoughts for yourself, then guess what? You just get buckled in, baby, because you're going to have one bumpy ride, because it's not healthcare. It's self-care. It's not love. It's self-love. And if you were to totally love yourself and shine that light on your family, guess what? You'd be the family blessing, not the family curse. 3, 2, 1. Have a beautiful day, Bravehearts. And I do mean this.